What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another late night in the BrewLab with me, Lone Fox, your Brewmaster-in-Chief. And tonight, in the BrewLab, I'm coming at you with a control deck. As promised, took me a little while to get one that was getting the win rates that I like. But finally, it clicked, and there's a couple of really cool new cards like that upgrade what is essentially a very old idea from, I think, 2 World Championships ago. Captained or, debuted by Orzhov Breach. And I'm talking, of course, about Orzhov Breach, but with a couple of spicy new additions. And so, without further ado, let's jump into tonight's brew. Simply called Orzhov Breach. And the spicy new ones I'm talking about are the 2-drops. Well, funnily enough, we've got a full playset of clay-fired bricks, as well as a full playset of Bitter Triumph. Not only is it better removal in terms of the types of things that it can hit, as opposed to, Go for the Throat or Infernal Grasp, which are the other, like, 2-mana black removal options, because it can do creature or planeswalker. But it also, the downsides are upsides in this deck, because we're an Invasion of Tolvada deck, which attempts to reanimate things. We're also, of course, a Breach the Multiverse deck, which also reanimates things. So when we're choosing what the additional cost is going to be to cast this card, we don't pay the 3 life. I mean, unless we have to. But we go for the discard a card, and then we're discarding often a Kaya, or an Atraxa, or one of our Sorins, or one of our Wandering Emperors. So it's a nice combination deck in the sense that it's trying to make creature tokens, but it's also trying to do reanimation shenanigans and go over the top with big spells like Breach the Multiverse. So why a token deck? Well, and I posted about this on Twitter the other day. So the clay-fired bricks, not only is it, I think, the altogether better ambitious farmhand. It does very much the same thing. Enters the battlefield, search your library for a basic plains, reveal it, put it into your hand, but you immediately gain 2 life, which has also been really nice against mono red when you're on the draw. And then later in the game, for the same amount of mana as our big stuff, you can do the craft thing. And we don't have that many artifacts at face value because it's craft with artifact, but actually we end up making some with our Mirrex, or we often just have a couple of clay-fired bricks on the board and we sacrifice the other one. And when you craft it, it enters the battlefield, creates 2 colorless gnome artifact creature tokens, and then all your creatures get +1/+1. So that's one way that we're making some tokens and doing a little anthem effect. And then, if you look at the backside of Invasion of Tolvada, the Broken Sky, it says that creature tokens get +1/+0 and have lifelink. And then at the beginning of each end step, you make a 1/1 black spirit creature token with flying. So you can imagine when the 2 effects stack up, every time at the beginning of your end step, you, instead of getting a 2/1 flyer lifelink, which is already pretty nice, you're going to be getting a 3/2 flying with lifelink. And that's pretty damn nice every single turn consistently with the lifelink. You're making your Mirrex token. Now it's a 2/2 with lifelink. You're creating a little samurai with your Wandering Emperor. It's now a 3/3 with lifelink. You are making a little flyer with Sorin. You see where I'm going with this. Even your attack triggers with the Architect of Restoration are making these little 1/1 colorless spirit creature tokens. Now you're getting to be 2/2s, and so on and so forth. And of course, you can have multiple clay-fired bricks transformed into Cosmian kilns, and you're off to the races. The rest of the deck is obviously like sweepers and control elements. We've got Path of Peril for the early game against mono red and whatnot, and then we've got Sunfall a little bit later for the mid game. And then Wandering Emperor's -2 is removal. The Kaya's -3 is removal. And we can win with a Sorin -7. We can win by attacking him with creature tokens with alongside the previously mentioned sort of anthem effects that we've got going on. Or we can just win with Kaya +2. We can reanimate an Atraxa to refill our hand. We can use Sorin's +1 to refill our hand. That's our little bit of a card advantage. And then the final thing that's, of course, I mean, it's pretty obvious. That's why I haven't mentioned it yet, but we're not just using Bitter Triumph to discard our reanimation targets. we're also using the Chapter 2 from Architect of Restoration. So between the Clay-Fired Bricks and the Architect, we have 8 cards that can help us find the basics planes. I only have 7, but that's okay. It's been just fine. I guess there could be a way to cut something, but I did want the Mirrexes to have something other than another Clay-Fired Bricks to craft the Cosmium Kiln with. And I don't want to cut these Restless Fortresses because they can be really good in a pinch. And so yeah, a 7 and 4 is okay. So far it's been working just fine. And that allows me, in a deck with a very heavy top end, to run only 25 lands. And it's been just perfect. Very good win rates. I'll show you guys some stats at the end of the video, but I think I don't need to do any further talking than that. We all know what these cards do. There were only these 2 new ones that I wanted to point out, and I've been thoroughly enjoying the combination of Cosmium Kiln and the Broken Sky, and just continuing to pump out tokens with our token generating Planeswalkers for the win. And that is the deck. Nothing else I need to add. Let's jump into some games and see how it holds up on the Mythic ladder. Hopefully no extreme cases of Streamer's Curse, but after a few iterations and practicing playing with it off camera, now I've just gone on a nice little win streak, so I'm feeling confident, ready to rumble. And I'm playing all the disgusting cards that I hate, because like I said, last week was so bad for me on the ladder that I just needed to, you know, apply some of that pain onto some other people to soothe my hurt pride. Okay, I mean, that's not terrible. We can use the Mirrex to cast the Clay-Fired Bricks to help us find another white source, which will bring us closer to, you know, and then we'll find a way to discard Atraxa at some point. Fantastic. We're playing against John Hawkins. I'm fairly certain that my Dino has upgraded. I need to go look at my Mastery Pass. Fantastic finding a Shattered Sanctum there. Now we can also cast Path of Peril without the cleave cost. In case, I mean, Boros these days, it's either like PNLR. Ah, okay, Mardu. Forget I said anything. More mana is good. More mana is very good. Also, Sorin coming down next turn is going to be fantastic because there's no creatures. Okay. Mardu. What? Shenanigans. We don't have any enchantment removal. I'm thinking of adding 1 copy. I mean, yes, we got the minus from Kaya. So now we're gonna -2 Sorin instead of plussing, which isn't amazing. I would have preferred to use it for some card advantage. But I don't want him to just immediately get attacked by the knight, even though I'm fairly certain we're about to see some removal. Yeah, it's fine. So bye-bye Sorin. Not a problem. It's like, honestly, that's what I love about these Tolvada decks, because it's like, fine. I got some value. I got you to waste a removal spell, and now I'm just gonna build up my... build up my mana until I can find an Invasion of Tolvada. We have no way of hard casting Atraxa. Just thought I'd point that out. This is going to be a groovy Sunfall. I really hope he goes for it. You know, like, dump that hand. So it's looking like Jund Adventures or something like that. Come on, put something. Ah, okay. Wow, we're like rapidly approaching just hard casting Kaya, which is also totally doable. I made the Mirrex token because I was gonna Sunfall to get more of an incubator. Which is, by the way, something I forgot to mention in the introduction. It's another artifact that we can sack to the kiln in a pinch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we can do the kiln next turn. I think let's just see if he overextends a little bit more. Or let's just Path of Peril the board. You know what? It's totally acceptable. We have things to do next turn. Even if he goes for the Virtue, we can -3 the Kaya, which is pretty cool. Oof. What is going on? Some people are getting super creative, like late season creativity. I like it, and don't get me wrong. I'd much rather not know what's coming next and not have like a turn 1 commander to deal with. I'd much rather have the opponent playing some interesting new jank, like whatever this is. Zap. I'm just wondering what he stole. This is fully Mardu adventures. Every card he's cast so far has had an adventure. Very trippy. Do we need to do anything really? Like, let's just find another land and hold up the Wandering Emperor for now. I'm gonna keep this incubator for the clay-fired bricks for sure this time around. He's being very clever and like, you know, not deploying too many cards. And you know what I love doing is a -1, block the Gumdrop Poisoner. Hopefully he doesn't have removal, and then I can -2 the dragon next turn. Cool. Also fine. Please go for the 5-drop. Oh, that was my Triumph. What a cheeky bugger. Okay. No worries. Discarding Atraxa. Opponent? Opponent. Hello? I have no idea what's going on. What's holding up priority? Yep. So do we go for the kiln? Yeah, I mean, with the Architect coming down next turn, I'm okay with that decision. So now we know the one card he did find of ours with the Decadent Dragon was Bitter Triumph. We're getting close to being pretty bad in a bad position, so like taking another 10 next turn is, I mean 7 next turn is really not ideal. So I'm hoping he's running a bit low on answers here, because opponent. I guess the alternative here could have been to cast the Kaya, but nah, I need to be careful. Like that's my last kind of trump card. I'm really kind of desperate for an Invasion of Tolvada now, or a Sorin with which to draw some freaking cards in a pinch. Because yeah, we're only really drawing cards with the abilities on our Planeswalkers, and Atraxa as ETB. Excuse me, John Hawkins, if you could be so kind as to hurry up, that would be a very pleasant moment for me. Okay. Here comes the Virtue. Man, Sunfall would be great. Okay, that's also cool, because, you know, not that cool, but, whoop, okay, okay. Our answer, you know, our prayers were answered. For now, at least, Atraxa can stand in the way of the dragon, and then we'll play out the Kaya next turn and get rid of the Virtue. And we get a nice little restock. So Breach, play 5 bricks, put another... no, let's get Sorin in hand. There we go. Isn't that lovely? So... I think it's Sorin time. And then we be breaching. We plus Sorin? Kind of want more, you know, life gainers in the way. We have now successfully created a bigger board state than the opponent. Trying to get to flip this invasion ASAP. And like if he removes Atraxa, we just bring it back right away. It's fine. We have so much mana. Like, tax away, my friend. I'm not really that worried, honestly. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. So, I mean, we can just hardcast that regardless. I honestly would have probably gone for the Breach. I just wish I knew what this card was that he stole from us. If it is a Breach... Ah! Amazing. Amazing. I kind of solved all my issues. So then we go like this. Start gaining a little bit of life, I think. Just to... because there's this creature land. So I'm going to minus this Sorin. We've got another one. Just to protect not only the Gobakan, but also the Kaya. Opponent goes for a little mill. Decadent Dragon, steal a card. Steal 2 cards. You slimy little bugger. And we still don't know what this is. Okay. At least he's sort of, let's say, tapped out. He's got plenty treasure, though. Really weird deck. Like, I commend you for trying new things, my friend, but that is a weird deck. Still just on the life gain plan, and I think we can also do this. Again, another little bit more life. I don't think there's any planes left. Oh, no, there are. We've only found 3. Plenty planes still to find. And if we make a Mirrex token, we don't have enough to also craft. It's 7 to craft. It's a lot, but that's okay. No attacks for now. Let's play out another Sorin. And this time we can plus. It'll basically just gain us back the 2 life we lost by revealing it.
Very well.
What did you find? What did you sneak from my hand, you little bugger? Okay. Now we're gonna minus this Virtue. Oh shizzle. My nizzle. -1/-1. Terrible card. Aha, that's what you stole. Okay, so one of our emperors.
You'll be safe.
Yeah, now we've turned the corner completely. Like, good luck, my friend. We could even, like, since there's only 1 creature on the board, we could even use the -3 to take this dragon. And now we get to swing into the invasion, and I think it's pretty much just GG for the opponent. Yeah, I'm not going to reveal that, because that's 7 life lost. And I won't cast the breaches yet. That's like the ultimate trump card. Top end destruction mode. Hello? So with these 2 treasures, maybe he's going to gain life or something. And now, after the fact, I'm going to craft and sack the Mirrex token. Now we're talking. Now we got the +1/+0 and another +2/+2 and life gain on all of the little dudes that we can create. I'm not going to cast this because I want that breach. So let's chill. Okay, I mean, we're in the we're where we want to be in every match. Just draw it out, sweep board, control the field, and then get this little thing going.
You are not much of a roadblock.
It's quite quickly a GG. I mean, already we have 4, 8, 12, 16. We've got lethal on board. Sack some food, gain some life. I'm definitely just going to make Mirrex. Ah! You stole my Tolvada too, you little bugger. He's going to bring back the Gumdrop Poisoner. He's gained 5 life, so he can use that to kill one of our little creatures. I don't think it's going to be quite enough, my friend. You gained yourself another turn, basically. Maybe 2. Really, like, what's the payoff for having all of these adventures in Mardu specifically? I would love to know. And now he's not going to attack. He's just going to let the land get the +1/+1 from the virtue. But I'm going to minus that virtue with the Kaya right now. Really? Okay, so let's double block, clearly. I mean, why not? Just in case there's something that he's going to use these treasures for. Nope. I wouldn't have attacked, honestly. I guess he's just trying to reduce my board state. End step, make Mirrex token, draw Breach. -7 the loyalty. I mean, -3, I beg your pardon. It's because I had 7 loyalty. Thank you. We can start getting to the point where Sorin's an alternate win con. We can already -7 next turn and then swing with the flyers. Revealing a land, so no life lost. I think it's time to cast a breach. Let's see what we get from him also. So obviously Atraxa, right? And then I guess Dragon. No, I mean Mardu, he could have some of his own. You just discard Kaya. We make treasures now? Man, the fact that we made his virtue into a creature is just so phenomenal. Everything's gonna untap and get a buff now. It's like, pfft. I'm surprised he hasn't conceded yet.
Try not to miss me.
Let's just discard basic planes. Wow, this is glorious. What a game 1. Just fantastic showing of the deck's capacity. It's always been very strong. The crowd goes wild. But we're also 25 minutes in. That was a long one. Happy, happy, chappy. Let's progress into game 2. When we get very nice long games like that, where essentially we got to showcase every interaction I mentioned in the introduction, we don't need to do like a 5 game video. We can, especially when, you know, we're already at 25 minutes. So I think we'll probably just end up doing like a couple more, maybe 3 more at the most, and call it a night. By the way, I was a guest on Ace MTG's channel yesterday. We recorded a collab where we co-piloted one of my decks on his channel, and I've invited him to do the same on my channel. We'll be recording it Monday, so stay tuned for that. And of course, when the one we did on his channel goes live, I think he's uploading it for Monday morning. Then I'll make a little post about it to let everybody know. Dimir, huh? There's so many options now with Dimir. It could be anything. Yeah, okay. So this is looking more like the like fairies with what's his name? The planeswalker that draws cards. No? Okay. Cool. I mean, I'm in no hurry to do anything too crazy right now. I'm doing just fine in terms of life total. And then I'm worried about... I mean, there was something sticking there. If it is just fairies, it's probably... Okay. I'm assuming he's going to take my Path of Peril. In that case, we just play Sorin. Hopefully it doesn't get countered. This card is really annoying. I still need to play it. I've seen it in Golgari. I've seen it everywhere. No counter spells. Cool. So maybe removal. Inevitable, honestly. Now at least Sorin will take some of the pressure off. And we're slowly getting to the mana we need for our Breach and our Kayas. Honestly, not that worried. Still. And probably just cast another Sorin. Okay, so it's the Schooner deck. Nah, that makes me a lot happier. Okay. Alternative plan. Let's go for the path. Get back another path. And at least now we slow down the opponent's aggression a little bit. You have to take the path again, because otherwise if you take anything else, I'll just cast the path again, so that's fine. The Schooner gets to come in. Get Sorin down. Hopefully he doesn't have another go for the throat. As we have virtually no artifact interaction. That's a nice top deck. Kind of insurance policy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We need one more land for should we plus? If we plus, we might find that land for Kaya. But now now we're starting to be like 14 life. Let's not risk it.
You deal with this annoyance.
He's got another removal spell. That's also fine. I would have used it on my vampire, honestly. Okay, that explains it. Now I'm wishing I'd plussed. Okay. Wasn't even necessary. So, do we breach or do we Kaya? I think we Kaya first, so if there's a counter spell... let's have a look at your hand. How about that?
First you, then your ghost.
Okay, land. Opponent's flooding. We're in a very good position. I'm super happy. Restless Reef. Goes for the Kaya. We block with his Batty. Also gain a life. Happy days. Mills himself. Okay, I guess he saw the breach and was like, eh. So now I'm definitely breaching. Because, well... how Hello, Shieldred. I'd love to take that off of your hands, if you don't mind. Oh, and we hit an Atraxa on our end. Breach the Multiverse continues to be one of my favorite cards, like, from March of the Machine. Like, you guys were following my control decks in the previous season. You know, my Esper Breach deck with full playset of Jace, and without using the Teresian Mindbreaker for the additional mill, but just relying almost entirely on Jace and getting him back, and also the mill from the Breach, was like one of my most highly performing decks, and I just haven't reproposed it because there's no new cards for it from LCI, and I'm not just about to re-upload the same deck again. The only kind of alternate win con for control from Lost Caverns of Ixalan, I would say, is the Millennium Calendar. So I am still kind of working on an Azorius or maybe Esper Millennium Calendar control deck. But there's a lot of artifact removal, and then if it dies, like, well, what do you do? So, I don't know, but we'll see. So the Mirrex will allow us to cast our good friend Sorin if necessary. This is looking like mono black aggro. So Path of Peril would be nice or something like that. So definitely gonna go for the path sooner rather than later. And we even found another duel. I'm feeling like this is probably the... Okay, now you'll take my path. I guess. Yes. But we also have Wandering Emperor for removal. We also have... this Batman. Really not a fan. Okay. So we can use a Eiganjo land to remove something. Oh, for crying out loud. You little slimy, slimy, slimy person. Wow. What a strategy. I love it when opponents just don't think, man. Like, what is wrong with you, mate? Are you... Wow, we were flooding. Like, we even top-decked another land. So happy we were able to do that, because things was getting hairy. Double freaking whatevers. Bye-bye. Off you go. Get stuffed. I have to do this bat deck, because it's so good. It's really good. Alright, how are we doing for time here? 33. Let's go for like a final match. Hopefully it's another little bit longer one. Like the first one, so we get to do some of that cool stuff again. But I think that game one really illustrated the late game potential. With we had both the Kiln and the Sky, you know, the flipped Tolvada. We had both in hand, so I feel like I've done my job for today. Also climbing up into the sort of slightly higher 90s. This is just fantastic. I wish we had a discard outlet. Bulgari, I think we're just the more mid-rangey thing here. I'm gonna pay 3. Hopefully slowed him down a little bit. This could have just already been... Hello! Most hated card in the format, but when I need to be the one applying the the pain, it just feels so good. Please play Shieldred, please. Okay, it's also fine. I'll definitely Sunfall this pile of trash. Draw like another thing and play a creature, like maybe a Mosswood Dread Knight would be ideal. Okay. Anyway, now we've got the mana for a Path of Peril the following turn, so I will go for the Sunfall now. I don't want to take, you know, give him another Glisser trigger. just fine with me. Green mana could signify, like, I guess a Tameo safekeeping, but I'm a little bit doubtful about that, so I think, should we? Nah, I'm not even gonna bother, Path of Periling this. We can take another 3. Let's see what else he puts on the board first, because it's the last answer we have. Okay, now we're definitely gonna sweep the board. I was not expecting fight rigging. So a slightly different Golgari, looking more like ramp. Wow, the flood is real, people. Mega flood. Okay, I think we've lost this one. Like, we found virtually nothing. Just lands and a few sweepers. Bro, I promise you, when the game does this, I lose my shit. Like, this is just too much. There's only 24 in the deck. We've only drawn lands since the beginning of the match. Okay, we had to lose 1 for the video. There we go. Thanks, Arena. Fantastic shuffler. Doesn't need any work. It's amazing. Oh, Goose Fraba. 36 minutes in. I think I'm gonna call it, guys. I unfortunately have to go and do some work stuff, plus still edit and upload and, you know, do all the thumbnails and that. So I think I'm gonna call it. But that was at least we got a very fantastic and, like, indicative of the potential game 1. We definitely saw what we can do with this. Very, very nice. And playing some disgusting cards like Wandering Emperor and Sunfall to make me feel a little bit better about last week's losing streak. Potential edits, BrewLabifications, cards that were in consideration for the sideboard, so on and so forth. Definitely plenty, right? It just kind of depends whether we want to go more for the Tolvada thing or more for the tokens thing, but they somehow overlap, which is why I ended up where I am. But there was like the 5-mana Read Ahead Saga in white. Urza Awakens the Titans, I believe it's called, and go more into the Walkers thing. But again, we've kind of already done that on the channel not too long ago. Of course, Wedding Announcement was in here for consideration. Yeah. That was really about it. But yeah, if you want, you can have a look on my Untapped profile. Well, we're going to do that right now, so I'll show you what I mean. Boop. Boopity bappity. Bappity boo. There's a little button that, or, you know, there's the link to my profile. As you can see, it's public. And it's all the decks that I want to make visible, I make visible, and you'll be able to click on it, and you'll see all the various versions. This is version 4. We just went on a little bit of a tear. I won 2 matches during recording before going into today's video. So we played John Hawkins. We went 3-1. That's okay. And then, you know, a couple of other like 3-0 runs with previous iterations. Honestly, the overall 70% win rate, 14 for 6. It's definitely worthy of your time, and doesn't require a big wildcard investment. It's mostly older cards with only 2 new cards, Clayfied Bricks and Bitter Triumph. So definitely like easy to craft up for people who've had a little bit more trouble with you know, getting all of the new LCI cards. There are almost none in this deck, so you're welcome. And yeah, that is going to have to be it as far as this video. As always, thank you so much for watching. If you could kindly consider liking, commenting, and of course subscribing to the channel, I would very much appreciate it. And I'll be seeing you, of course, all in the next one with another fresh brew. And until then, this is Lone Fox from the BrewLab, signing out. Peace, y'all.